This is the Shure MV7. It's one of the most popular mics on the market. A lot of creators use it and it sounds great. But the latest model, the MV7 Plus, will run you about $299. This is the Fifine AmpliGame AM8. It costs about $55 and promises a similar kind of setup for a fraction of the price. But the question is, can a $55 mic actually compete with a $300 one? Let's talk about it. The Fifine AM8 comes with the mic itself, a bass stand, a metal yoke mount, a USB-C cable, and a USB-A adapter in case your computer doesn't have a USB-C port. For the price, I have to say this mic is feature-rich and offers a lot of flexibility. You have the option of connecting through USB-C or XLR, and it has a 3.5mm headphone jack for onboard mic monitoring, two large knobs for headphone volume and microphone gain, RGB lighting, and onboard mute functionality. What's actually pretty cool is that the RGB lighting and the mute button are touch controls instead of physical switches. And for the video game streamers out there, the AM8 also has direct plug and play compatibility with the PS5. As far as first impressions go, the mic looks good, but it definitely feels like a budget mic. The body is mostly plastic and the only real metal parts are the yoke mount and the grill around the capsule. But in my mind, that's not a deal breaker. The real question isn't whether this mic feels like a premium mic. The real question is whether or not it gives you decent sound quality. So let's find out. Here goes nothing. Here's what the AM8 sounds like when recording over USB-C. And so you have a good idea of its quality, here's how well the mic handles plosive songs. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Here's what you can expect from the AM8 when recording over XLR. One thing you should keep in mind is when using XLR only, you lose all the onboard controls and RGB lighting. But this is also the case for the MV7 Plus. For comparison, here's what the MV7 sounds like when recording over USB-C. And so you have a good idea of its quality, here's how well the mic handles plosive songs. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. On the flip side, here's what the MV7 sounds like when recording over XLR. Personally, for me, while it's true that USB-C mic options provide the most simplicity and flexibility, recording over XLR is the superior option when it comes down to raw, unprocessed sound quality. As a final reference point, I recorded the intro of this video using my personal favorite, the Shure SM7B, with a cloud lifter running through my Rodecaster Duo. Now that you've heard the budget options, let me know in the comments below, does the AM8 make my $1,100 setup seem like a waste of money? Be honest. Can't wait to hear what you think about the sound quality. But I think it's fair to say the AM8 sounds really good for the money. That being said, it's not perfect. There are a few trade-offs we need to talk about. Although this mic sounds premium, it doesn't feel premium. The plastic build looks great on camera, but it does feel cheap. And if you're clumsy like me and drop stuff a lot, I would worry about it cracking or chipping over time. Compared to other mics in this category like the Shure MV7 Plus or even the Mono PD200W, I was surprised by the lack of software support. Having things like digital controls, EQ presets, visual gain metering, and a dashboard really come in handy if you want to get the most out of a USB-C mic setup. None of that kills the AM8, but it does explain the price. Still, it's a simple, good sounding dynamic mic for cheap. The one thing I didn't like was the placement of the mute button. I love the fact that it's a simple tap interface to mute the mic, but I found the placement on the back of the unit awkward depending on how you have it mounted. Personally, I think the mute button should have been on the front next to the gain knobs. For some reason, the RGB toggle is right above the gain knob and the mute button is on the back. You would think all the volume and mute controls would be in one place. Weird design choice, but maybe I'm just nitpicking. Here's the reality. This mic is a great option for new creators, streamers, podcasters, and gamers. If you're still using a cheap mic like this, or the built-in mic on your laptop, phone, or camera, this is a big audio upgrade for less than $60. It just makes sense. But if you're thinking long term, need more control over your sound, want software support, or care about better build quality, then it may be worth spending more for something like the Shure MV7 Plus. The Fifine AM8 is not perfect, but it does the main thing it needs to do. It sounds good. Yes, it is cheap, but it doesn't sound cheap. And in my book, that's okay. The important thing to remember is that it's better to get started with what you can afford than to sit around waiting for everything to be perfect. So if you're still a bit nervous about getting started, this next video gives you a simple blueprint for building influence on social media from scratch.
Better off without all the talking. Don't even speak, but they still be stalking. Eyes on the prize, just keep on walking. I'm burst, but I can't stop pouring, scoring. No, I won't stop scoring, boring. That man just bore me. Don't care if you're born before me. Coming too hard and you won't ignore me,